Hey guys, what's going on? We gotta talk about this Nintendo Direct. Now, earlier this morning, Nintendo of America, of course, announced on Twitter that they would be having a Nintendo Direct in 2 days. So on Wednesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. And they are going to be focusing specifically on ARMS Splatoon 2 for the most part, those two games. And then they're going to have a bit of stuff on the Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo 3DS. They didn't really go into specifics. Of course, you know me. I got to do a predictions video. Got to predict what I think we are going to see in this Nintendo Direct, and I want to hear what you guys have to think as well. So at the end of the video, make sure you guys leave your comments. What do you think we're going to see? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? All that good stuff. So without further ado, let's jump into it. I think they're going to actually start off the Direct with ARMS. This is, of course, their new big IP that they've been kind of promoting and whatnot. And I think they've got a lot to show for it. They've only shown us they haven't shown us too much. They've shown us some characters. They've shown us like how the game plays, how you can switch out the different arms and whatnot. But we still don't know that much about the game, and it's actually slated for a spring release. Well, we're in the spring now, so we gotta actually spring man, spring release date. Ha ha ha, puns. So we actually gotta learn more about this game. First of all, I think we're going to learn more about, of course, the multiplayer. This is a very multiplayer focused game, and I think that we're going to be learning more about, the different ways to play this game. And I'm not just talking about controls. I still think they will emphasize the fact that you could play, with the motion controls or with the button controls. I think they really want to drive that home that either way is completely fine. But I think they're also going to talk about, different modes, different battle modes. Is it just going to be one-on-one? Could you do even, two versus two? Is that something that's possible in that game? Is there, like, is there different settings for the battles, putting on a time limit? Are there items? Are there power-ups? Like, there's so many things that could go into this kind of battle mode that we don't know about yet. All we know about it so far is that it's just, you know, boxing, cartoon boxing. So I still think that they have a lot to show for the battle mode. I think we're going to learn a lot more about that. I think that's a very safe prediction, though. Is there a story mode in ARMS? I've got my notes here, so if I'm glancing away, that's what I'm looking at. Story mode. Is there going to be a single player campaign? I truly think there really is a single player campaign, and this is where we're going to find out more about it. I don't think they're going to spoil anything, but I think they might give a light premise, maybe give some context to the world behind ARMS, um, and maybe, just discuss what kind of gameplay it'll feature. Is there going to be any platforming? That would be kind of cool if you ask me. Is it just going to be like any fighting games, campaign where you fight lots of like NPC or not NPCs, computer controlled players that just gradually get more difficult as you go through the game. I'm kind of excited to see what they have kind of planned for a single player campaign for the game. And I think that's something that they're going to discuss in this direct. I think they're also going to discuss, new characters, new arm types. So far, I think we know about 5 or 6 characters. We've got Springman, we've got Ribbon Girl, we've got Ninjara. Um, the other one, I'm drawing a blank on the other ones, but we only know about a few characters. So I think that we will get some more characters, talked about, what makes them special, all that. I think we'll also get some more arm types, so like some more like swappable, like what kind of weapons you can use and whatnot. I think we'll definitely get some more of that. Yeah, release date. Oh my God. So it's slated for spring, right? And we know this again, spring man. Um, but we really don't know that much about it, like I've been saying. I think they are going to give a release date. For me, I'm predicting that this is going to be a late May title. So if you guys remember, the first Splatoon game came out late May. I think it was late May. I want to say like May 20 something. I think ARMS is also a May release date. I can't see it coming much later than that. Now that they've got some momentum with the Switch, they need to start releasing these big first party titles. We've got Mario Kart coming at the end of the month. I think the next one that we know about is ARMS. So I really don't think that they can wait any later than late May for this game. That's what I'm predicting it's going to come out. I'd be happier if it was earlier, but late May is what I'm saying, and I think they're going to discuss that in this direct. Personally, I think this has to come out before E3. I think they need another big new game besides Zelda and Mario Kart before E3. Finally, Amiibo. Nintendo, they love their amiibos. They love selling a game based on the fact that there's a cool amiibo that comes with it. No doubt in my mind that we are getting ARMS amiibo. Let's move on to Splatoon 2. Okay, so Splatoon 2, of course, big new game. Huge, huge, huge. Oh, excuse me. But that I think this is genius that they're including this with ARMS, because while ARMS is of course their big new intellectual property that they've, come up with in the past few months, I really think that Splatoon is kind of in that same category where it is a new IP. Um, of course, like it's a couple years old, but Splatoon 2, Nintendo is striking while the iron's hot with this game. Get a new sequel out while people are still hyped about Splatoon. And I think this is the perfect opportunity to talk about it. So Splatoon 2, I think they're going to, of course, talk about new maps and new weapons, new unique maps. Why are these maps different? How do they play differently from other Splatoon arenas from the first game? Some new concepts, maybe some old concepts from like the adventure mode brought into the new maps. For example, we've already seen the ink rails. I would love to see something like the sponges. Like, you can shoot there's like the little sponges in the adventure mode, and as you shoot them, they get bigger and bigger. I would love to see a map that uses those. That would be really cool. But yeah, some new maps. And when I say new weapons, I don't just mean like more variations on the splatter shot or the roller. I mean like something completely new, like the Splat Dualies, which, by the way, I'm still salty. I didn't get to play the test fire because my internet decided to fuck up that entire day. But oh my God. Anyway, let's move on. Um, new maps and new weapons, without a doubt. I think we'll also learn a little bit more on where the story is going with Splatoon. I mean, there's not that much of a story to Splatoon in the original game, but I still do want to learn more about the Octolings. I still want to learn about like why are the Inklings and the Octolings kind of at war, so to speak. And I think we'll get a little more context to the world of Splatoon. At least we'll learn a little more about it in this direct. I also think they're going to talk, like I said, for ARMS, release date. I really think that now they've already said that this is going to be a summer title. I, for whatever reason, I think August. Like, I don't know why. I just think that this is going to be an August title. They've got, of course, Mario Kart coming out this month at the end of April, and they've got ARMS for spring. Again, I'm saying May. I really think that they need to space out their big multiplayer releases, because they've got a lot of good multiplayer stuff coming to the Switch this year. Of course, I mean, Mario Kart, ARMS, and Splatoon, and there's lots of indie stuff in there like Fast RMX. I think they need to space it out just a little bit, just to make sure that people are always having something new to play and they don't have to decide between one thing or the other. So I think August is a good time frame, and I don't really know what else to say other than that. I think it's going to be August. I don't think we'll get an exact date in this direct. I think we're still a little far off, but that will be something, of course, that comes in the future. But for me, I think they're going to say that this is an August release. I think they're going to stick to that summer release. Finally, again, like I said with ARMS, new amiibo. I think we're definitely going to see some new amiibo with Splatoon 2. I mean, people love Splatoon. People love the Inklings. They love the identity of Splatoon. And of course, people like having Splatoon merchandise. Making some amiibo is a way to do that. And I definitely think that they would sell some new amiibo. What they would do, maybe the same thing as the first game where they unlock like new challenge modes and whatnot, but who really knows? But I definitely think that we are getting some new Splatoon amiibo. I think we will see them in this direct. That's all I really have to say about ARMS and Splatoon 2. But there is, of course, they did say in the announcement that there'd be still some Switch and some 3DS stuff sprinkled in there as well. So, in regards to the Switch, I don't think that we're going to get any new games revealed. I don't think that we're going to see anything new game-wise. But I do think that we are going to see some things that they've talked about before kind of come to fruition. So first of all, online play. Of course, we can play online for free, and that's totally fine right now. But that's going to be up. I think they said it's a 6-month free trial or something like that. That's going to be up before we know it, in the fall, if they stick to that 6 months. I think they need to start talking about pricing. You know, is it going to be, are you, as soon as you pay for your online game, or online gaming, are you gonna have it for 12 months, or are you going to have it for the rest of the year? As in, if you paid on January 1st, are you going to have it until December 31st? Or if you pay on, say, February 1st? Are you going to have it until February 1st? That kind of thing. Is it for 12 months or is it for that year? Is it for 2017? Whatever's left of it. I think they really need to clarify that because we really still don't know anything about Nintendo's online gaming services for the Switch right now. They also need to talk about the virtual console. This is something that, of course, people really want. There is a bit of a lull right now with game releases for the Switch. We're getting some great indie stuff here and there, but there's not a lot of big titles. I'm sure people would love to have a virtual console on the Switch to be able to actually, have something to play that's not gonna break the bank. So I think they really do need to talk about virtual console in this direct. I don't think that we'll get it like as soon as the direct is done. I think that's a little, I mean, that'd be awesome. I think that's a little crazy though. But I think they are going to talk about it and give a release date for it in the near future. I'm saying sometime around E3. That's kind of my prediction of when we'll finally get the virtual console. But who's to say? I also think Netflix, still streaming services like Netflix, like Hulu, like YouTube. I think we're finally going to get an update on that, and I think that's going to be coming very soon. I'm saying by the end of the month. I think by the end of April, we will have Netflix and YouTube and Hulu and all that good stuff. At least Netflix and YouTube, at least those two. I'm saying by the end of the month. The only reason my Wii U is still plugged in is so that I can watch Netflix and so that I can go on YouTube like on my actual TV. I don't have to bring my laptop all the way over and HDMI it up. So I definitely think that we are going to get some more information on some streaming services coming to the Switch and when those will be out. Finally, I think we're going to get a final push for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Of course, this is Nintendo's next big title. We had Breath of the Wild at the beginning, at the launch, and we haven't had any, first-party Nintendo games come out since. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is their next big one, and I think they're already very, I think this is going to be a game that sells really well. I'm going to be picking it up day one, no doubt. Um, I think it's going to be a game that sells really well, but of course, with all their big titles, they usually do one big final push before it comes out. I think they're going to do that. I think they're going to talk about, why this is so much better than the original Mario Kart 8, and we all know why. It's because of the battle mode. But I think they're just going to really try and get that last little bit of customers on board and ready to buy. So that's what I think we're getting for the Switch. Again, I don't think we're getting any new game announcements. I think that is for E3 in June, which by the way, that's only like 2 months away. E3 it's creeping up. It's kind of crazy. But finally, we got to talk about the 3DS. Now, technology-wise, like hardware-wise, I don't see what else they could talk about with the 3DS to get us excited at this point. I mean, the 3DS came out in 2011. But I do think that they are going to talk briefly on some of the games they have released coming up for the game for the system, specifically Pikmin and Fire Emblem Echoes. Now, Fire Emblem Echoes, I'll talk about that first. It's already out in Japan. Um, I think it's already out in Japan. If not, it's almost out in Japan. I think it might have gotten leaked or something. I don't remember. I don't follow Fire Emblem that much, but I know for North America it's coming out in May. I believe May 19th. Um, so I think they are going to talk about that again. I mean, Fire Emblem is now one of Nintendo's A-list franchises. Whether you're into Fire Emblem or not, it is one of their biggest franchises. Fire Emblem Echoes, of course, being a remake of Fire Emblem Gaiden, which I believe is the second Fire Emblem game. Um, this is something that's really exciting for a North American audience. I mean, that's a game that never came out in North America, so that's a really big thing. Of course, they'll be talking about the amiibo support. Nintendo loves their amiibos. But I think they're just going to give one final push to the game. What are they bringing to the game? How are they updating it from its original form, other than just, of course, graphics? But this Pikmin game, what is going on with this Pikmin game? This is kind of a similar situation to what happened with Federation Force. Like, Federation Force got announced, people were not crazy about it, and then they went quiet on it for just months. That is kind of what's happened to this Pikmin game. What's going on with it? I think we are going to get some more information on it. Um, I don't, for the record, I don't believe this is Pikmin 4 for a minute. This is not Pikmin 4. This is definitely a spin-off. But what is going on with that 3DS Pikmin game? Then we're going to find out some more about it. Again, how it's unique as a 2D platformer, because 2D platformers have admitted, even though I love them, they've been done to death. So how is this different from other 2D platformers? What kind of, like, is there going to be multiplayer at all? Because the multiplayer in Pikmin 3 was brilliant. When's it going to be released? Personally, I think it's going to be a summer title. I could see this being again like a July August title. I don't think it's going to make that big of an impact. So I think the summer is a fine time to release that. Don't release it during the holidays because it would just get buried by stuff like Mario Odyssey. But yeah, so that is all I really had to say about this Nintendo Direct. I don't think you guys should be getting your hype or getting your hopes up too much. I don't think you should be getting too hyped. E3 is only 2 months away. They're going to want to save the really big announcements for E3. I think it's important that they really get, some of their established stuff out of the way, so getting some of the smaller announcements out of the way so that E3 can just be a total blowout, which I really think it will be, but of course, E3 predictions, that's for something way down the line. But let me know what you guys think about this. What do you guys think we're going to see in this Nintendo Direct? Of course, regarding Splatoon 2, regarding ARMS, the Switch, and the 3DS, let me know. Get talking in the comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say. If you enjoyed this video, of course, please hit that like button. It really, really helps me. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on Twitter. Links for those are in the description. Peace out, guys. Bye.